They are important. Yes. Most testicles are not level.
Beep.
One's longer than the other. You know what I'm saying? If you put a level on them, they're going to
Symmetry.
hang down. Just like boobs. One's bigger than the other, unless they're fake. Anyway, welcome to the Herbalist Podcast.
Yeah, it's funny. None of us are actually perfectly symmetrical. In the insect kingdom, that's a highly looked for quality in mates. It's how symmetrical they are.
Okay.
And actually, granted, no one can see this, but did you know most people actually kind of stand like this? Like one side's drastically different than the other. But our human brain perceives it as they're perfectly upright. Just like, for an example, we're all leaning 45 degrees to the left because of the rotation of the earth. It's either the left or the right, but yeah, we're leaning one direction because of the rotation of the earth.
It really depends on how you're standing.
What do you mean how you're standing?
Well, if
you're
you're
still
facing
leaning
east,
you're still leaning one way.
Right, but if you're
because of
facing
the
like
spin of the earth.
east, okay. Hang on, I'm gonna take my headphones off. Let me do an experiment. Because that's what way the earth's spinning. Now, if I stand this way,
you're still at the.
That way.
No, you're not. You're still at the same spot because you moved with the rotation of the earth.
No, because the earth's not rotating like that. I am moving on top of where it's.
Well, if you move, then yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. It depends on where you're standing as to what direction you're leaning. It depends on.
No, actually, it doesn't, because the rotation of the earth is only pulling you one way. So if you turn, that means your angulation doesn't really change. You're still leaning the same way.
Right.
It just means now, instead of, like, say, leaning to the right, you turn to the right, you're leaning backwards now. You didn't actually do anything.
But the direction on my body has changed. The lean on my body.
Yeah.
So you could be leaning to the right or the left,
but
depending
to the
on
actual point, your lean does not move.
Right, but then you'd have to say north, south, east, or west. You wouldn't have to say right or left.
Yeah, actually, because if the Earth came to a stop, even just for a brief second, it would destroy everything on the planet. Just because of how fast the Earth is moving, everything's held in place by that. So if everything were to just instantly stop for a second, there's all that momentum that needs to go somewhere.
You do realize we're going to get flack for this, right?
Oh, well.
Like, there's some morons out there that are going to be like, oh, well, how come I can't see you leaned over?
You mean the whole 5 or 10 of them?
Yeah.
You got to remember, there's only like 5 or 10 that listen to us.
Yeah, I know, but if this ever gets picked up, we're going to get some fucking flat earthers. Oh, the earth is flat, it doesn't spin. I'm sorry, but we've known the earth was round and then it spun since 2,200 years ago. The only reason Christopher Columbus, everybody thought he was going to die, was because everybody thought that he was incredibly wrong. And everybody thought he was sailing into an endless ocean until he hit Asia. He thought the world was smaller than it was. But he was actually very, very wrong. Very wrong. Everybody was wrong because there was another continent over here.
The Norse knew about it.
Dude,
the Norse were here first.
We have known since the... a little bit after the dynastic
Egyptians. If I remember right, the Native Americans and the Vikings actually got along, at least well enough they had established trade routes between the two of them. Leif Erikson was actually one of the first explorers over here.
Motherfucking Watches You Pee was one of the first explorers over here.
Watches You Pee?
Yeah.
Or Two Dogs Fucking.
Two Dogs. What the fuck?
Well, you ever heard that joke?
No.
So, you know how Native Americans get their names, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ, Frank.
So this kid walks up to the chief one day, and he says, Chief, I need to ask you, you're in charge of naming all the children in this village. How do you decide their names?
They've turned that into a modern meme. I know where this is going.
He said, well, it's easy. I have to name every one of you. So I go in, I take a long gander at you after you're born, and then I walk out of the tent, and the first thing I see is what you're called. Why do you ask, Two Dogs Fucking?
Yeah, I saw that coming.
I taxied. Yeah. But anyway, we have a very special episode today
We
for
say
you.
that every week, and it just evolves into chaos.
I know, that's why it's special. I don't mean like special. I don't mean like special as in like, oh, this is like never going to be happening again. I mean special as in we all rode the short bus.
I forgot my helmet.
I licked the windows on the way over.
That's why I have a helmet.
So you can't lick the windows?
Yes.
You have a face shield on your helmet?
Yes, joke's on them. I can lick the face shield.
I mean, have you sneezed in it?
Oh, all the time. They don't like cleaning it up. I think if it goes on any longer, they're just going to let me go back to clean it, licking the window.
Yeah.
I made less of a mess that way.
Not to mention, that's about the only time I ever seen those windows get clean.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't see what their problem is.
You're just building your fucking immune system. Fuck.
Yeah, and you get a clean window out of it. Like,
Right.
Fuck.
Oh, damn. Fuck. Like, assholes.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what flavor is the school bus route?
Cherry.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's funnier because I didn't hesitate with an answer.
You know what would have
Raises
been,
a few questions of its own.
you know what would have been a really bad answer? You said,
Snosberry.
no, Chloe.
Don't get it.
The school bus tastes like Chloe.
Yeah, don't get it.
Samantha.
I'm still not getting it. Why the fuck would a bus taste like that?
I was just telling him it's better to lick the school bus than the city route.
Yeah, fuck those city buses. I did that once.
It was not cherry, sir.
No, it was strawberry flavored, and then the world started melting. Do not lick public bus windows. You don't know what's on them.
Or, I mean, do lick the public bus windows and then fucking pray.
And I don't know what was worse, that or the violent diarrhea after.
The violent diarrhea.
I don't know, but when you got a dragon staring in your eyes while you're on the shitter, oh, that does things to you.
You know it's
Yeah.
gonna taste funky when the interior looks like a '90s styrofoam cup.
Yeah, it did. It smelled of hot dog water. Oh, good times. And that's why I don't ride the old folks bus anymore.
All right. So, speaking of buses,
Vroom.
I will be out of town on Friday. If anyone wants to catch me, I'll be in New York City. I'm going to do some.
I will be in town on Friday. If anyone wants to catch me, please don't. Leave me alone.
You know, if anyone wants to catch Rob, you're going to need a net, a pair of handcuffs, and some whips. Never mind.
That's a different story, but don't go telling all my stuff I enjoy in the darker recesses of the night.
That's private.
You think that's a joke, though?
I really don't. I've seen your preference in women.
Yeah. Yeah. I have fun. Let's put it that way. I have fun.
I have fun.
I may be a shut-in nerd, but I know how to have fun.
So if anyone's looking to have fun, no, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm cheap, but I'm not easy.
He said I'm a cheap whore, not an easy whore. Fuck off.
Exactly.
He said I like shiny things, and a burger wrapped in tin foil is shiny.
Yes, it is.
And then you have a pretty hat.
And then you have a well, depending on if you get sauce on that wrapper, because I'm
Just-
not putting that in my hair.
Just remember, safe word's blueberry.
My safe word is banzai.
You got to say it like that because that's probably going to be kind of hard. I mean, once you get the gags out and you really start get going, you can't tell the difference. I mean,
That's the whole point of the word. Did you just pass this to me? I think
Oh no.
I think I'm taxiing again. Here, you take that. I think I'm stopping in the middle. I'm double hitting the joint.
Probably.
Anyway, so very special episode this week. We are completely unhinged.
Again, that's nothing special. I think our viewers figured that out already.
Well, normally we're only partially unhinged. Today we deleted our Hinge accounts. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I kind of went into some. Yeah. Well, our viewers know a little bit more about me than they really need to now.
Yeah. I wish. Oh shit. I just put the joint in the microphone. I forgot it was in my mouth and I leaned up to talk.
Bravo.
Fucking, I wish I could have just got Dean's face and we could have threw it up in the on the thing. Because you had the ultimate like, what did I just do face a minute ago? Oh shit. But anyway, so we lost my train of thought. Hang on. Let's see if it comes back into the station. Toot, toot.
Now leaving Frank's mind.
Okay. Anyway, have no idea what I was going to say. So we're just going to move
Train
on.
has left the station.
Yeah, we're just going to move on from that.
Moving forward.
Yep. Oh. Charger? Borrow your charger?
Yes. Over there.
I'll be right back. I need to plug my phone in, people.
That cord should stretch
dead.
all the way to in front of you.
Oh, really?
Where's
Yeah,
the
I got
phone?
one
Oh,
of
he's
those
dead.
long ass cords.
Okay. Uno momento, por favor. I'm going to hit a Dutch and plug my phone in so I can take more pictures and put them up on the, put them, like, we'll pepper them in. You'll have to watch the fucking video to see the pictures.
Did you pass that to Rob?
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to have to remind me because I don't get much time for video editing.
Yeah, I just want to throw a picture in every now and then. It shouldn't be too hard, right?
That's if I remember. And on that note, if any of the 5 or 10 viewers has any expertise video editing and would be willing to assist us, that would be great. Unfortunately, we can't offer anything as we don't make anything off of this.
We can too offer something.
What?
Do you like getting stoned in the morning?
They don't have to be here for their video editors. That's after the fact.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Post production stuff.
That's
bud.
true. Yeah, they don't have to be here while we're smoking a bunch of weed. However,
I mean, unless they want to.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, their job's only post production.
They can sit here and be on the fucking podcast. There you go,
Fuck,
dude.
they don't even need to be on it. If they want to, they can just sit and smoke.
Right.
'Cause technically, my happy ass does not need to be on it either. I just push buttons and edit the audio.
Yeah, you have to be on it though. You're half the show. So, I'd like.
I'm half the brain cell.
Right. We only got one between the three of us.
Yeah.
You're holding half of it
That's not fair. Why am I holding half of it?
because the cops were searching me the other day, and I needed somewhere to put it.
Oh, okay. That means you two are fighting over the last half of it. You're a quarter each.
Sounds about right.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right.
I don't like that. That's too much responsibility.
Well, I mean, you are technically dad of this group. He is, isn't he?
I don't know.
Okay, if you had to elect a dad of the group, would it be me, you, or Rob?
The fuck is my life
Fucking Rob.
become?
What
Okay,
the fuck is
he's the most responsible person out of the three of us. Okay, I'm sorry.
What has my life become?
He said I'm a workaholic. That's not the kind of holic I thought I'd be.
I don't even know if it's really workaholic either, because a lot of the work I spend my time on is more obsession than it is anything else.
You did just give this to me, right? Oh, God, I have not smoked enough weed this morning.
No, you have not.
Anyway, I would like to segue into a promotional piece. So, I believe Mr. Day over here has something done, if he'd like to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait one more week before I release it. But,
Okay.
Yeah, this one actually kind of needs a little bit of an explainer. I need to do something in the YouTube description for it as well, but it's another one of my backlog songs. It's called Wiping the Cosmic Slate. And this one actually features Frank on it for a voiceover spot.
Yeah, I'm not singing. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to deal with
Well,
that.
technically-
I'm just talking.
Technically, neither am I. It's more one of those extreme death metal songs. So it's all screams except the voiceover.
Screaming and
But-
talking.
This one does need a bit of an explainer. Lyrically, it's actually a horror story about a small cult that summons this thing out of a book and, as the song title goes, wipes the cosmic slate. Basically sets everything back to zero.
I mean, that sounds about right, you know?
Yeah, it's one of those, I guess you could say, unofficial creator undone songs because it fits in the Lovecraftian horror metal genre.
Fucking,
Go figure.
Not
Ooh,
to-
I've also got that one other track I've been... Metroid Shuffle.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been tinkering about just like throwing that in there randomly in between the backlog just to throw people off.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you know which one that is, don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah, that
Isn't that the video game style one that I like?
it's one of them. It
Okay.
was the. I don't want to give it. I don't want to give the genre away because it's that drastically different.
It's a good listen. I know what song
It is. It's a fun little bop and it hits. That one I actually kind of like because I wrote that one with a whole bunch of pre-imposed challenges. Like with the people we were working with at the time, a few of them they did like loops and stuff like that, but they didn't use an actual keyboard. They'd use your typical computer keyboard. So I was like, all right, I like that idea. So I gave myself the stipulation I'm going to use my old piece of shit computer with all the stock sounds, and I'm going to compose it using nothing but the actual computer keyboard. And it came out pretty damn good. All I did after the fact was add a few multi-samples just to make it pop.
Bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you got about a week to wait. I'm sorry. That was a little premature.
Yeah, last night I mentioned releasing it tomorrow along with this episode, but figure I'd give it a week, maybe do a couple little promo things.
Well, I guess you could call this promo number 1. You know?
Yeah, kind of.
So what's the new song going to be titled?
Wiping the Cosmic Slate. I already said that.
Yeah, but I'm
The
stoned
backlog?
as fuck.
Yeah, Wiping the Cosmic Slate.
Okay.
I just refer
Just
to
for
it
any of
as-
our listeners that have already forgotten, it's Wiping the Cosmic Slate. Because believe me, guys, I know exactly what it's like to smoke a lot of weed and forget what somebody says 10
story
seconds
time,
ago.
Story time. Story time. That title is not new. That is the second song I've written called Wiping the Cosmic Slate.
Really?
Yes, yes. Years ago, when I was in my last actual band, Corrosive Impact, we played a local. Dean's probably familiar with this one. A somewhat local festival called Metal Fest. It was our
Yes.
first. It was our first time there.
Finger Lakes Metal Fest.
Yes, it was our first time there. Me and my one buddy from one of the other bands, and I think my drummer at the time, were all outside the venue, getting stoned, just hanging out with this one random concert goer. We're just having an in-depth conversation about something, and he makes this offhand comment. He's like, "Yeah, I really think they should just wipe the cosmic slate." And I'm like, "Song title," and a couple months later, I had a song for the band called "Wiping the Cosmic Slate." Musically, it didn't sound like this, and I think lyrically, it wasn't in the horror kind of genre, but it was basically the same premise. So this is technically me rehashing the whole title and using it again. Yeah, story time.
Nice. Fucking, all right. So You got about a week to wait for that.
Yes.
It'll be out next week.
Yes.
Is this one just going to be under RDM?
Yeah, that's what they're all going under. I have started a new hashtag on it for YouTube because, again, it's gearing up towards where I'm going after all this backlog's out. It's... What the fuck was that? I want to say it's Music to Game 2.
I think that's what it was.
Well, I put it as an actual hashtag on the video. Hold on. I think I did it on my last one.
I'll be honest with you. I've never put hashtags on anything. I don't like that.
Oh, you have to sometimes with YouTube.
Yeah.
It's not the same kind of hashtag you're thinking of, though.
Wasn't
know
that
how
originally a Twitter thing?
Yeah, I can't see it here. But you know how in the bottom of YouTube descriptions you'll
I've
see
never had one.
a whole list with hashtags?
Yeah.
Those hashtags are essentially search pings.
Yeah, they're hot codes. Like
Yeah.
a key code, basically.
Hot
that
words.
When somebody types in something,
Yep,
and
it'll
they'll
pull
pop
it up within that algorithm. And that's essentially what I'm doing. And I'm trying to get Music to Game 2 as one of them.
Oh, fun fact. One thing Rob talked to me about last night, and I think it's cool. I
probably forgot.
just
I'm
want
drawing a blank.
everybody to know this. You know, the advancements in video technology and
yeah.
everything. They were pioneered by the porn industry. So, thank you, degenerates, for spanking those monkeys. Because without you, we would not have 4K Ultra HD.
Yep. They're the ones that generally find a way to use the higher end media. How the fuck do I put it? They basically find a way to mass produce the higher end technology.
Yeah, because you can't exactly premiere those videos in the theater.
No. They're usually straight to video.
Yeah.
That's a thing I knew, so now that's a thing all
You-
5 or 10 of you need to know.
And furthermore, I'm not sure I'd want to go watch that movie in the theater.
Now, there's degens and then there's degenerates. That's a degenerate movie.
That's a degenerate. The hell you doing in a theater watching that kind of movie with a whole bunch of other people around? Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Kind of makes you question, are they there to watch the movie or do they just like an audience themselves?
Probably both.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Anyway,
Now here's a question for you. Do you suppose those would be segregated movie theaters?
male and female.
Yep.
I think that would be discrimination.
I don't know, because you can't really let them intermingle in that context.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I don't know. Those are different philosophical questions, though.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Daily dose of porn.
Random side note, another musical side note. I'm just endorsing them because I love the band and I've mentioned them a lot on this podcast. But if there are any of our listeners that like the same kind of shit I do and haven't checked it out yet, Legion's new album, The Ossuary Lens, is a fucking banger. It takes a minute to grow on you like some of their other stuff does, but this thing's a fucking banger.
Oh, yeah.
They got their original vocalist Ezra back, and their not Greg, Mike. Their one guitar player took up the singing, the actual singing end of everything after Riley left. So they've really blended the new and old, and it's fucking good.
Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah. Sorry, I'm fucking with my phone. It's, I don't know, some days your charger works and some days it don't.
You got to position it just right.
Yeah. Like I'm losing time on it, trying to charge it.
Actually, now that I brought it up, I think I'm going to do that. Because I do got that one other 16-bit track floating around. I think I'm going to intersperse things just to throw in a few left turns.
Okay. That sounds about right. You know, par for the course.
Well, that and those other two, if I remember right, one of them's entirely done and the other one's like 5% away from being release ready.
Okay.
And then I got that new bastard that's still probably going to take another month before I hit final recording stage. Maybe longer, I don't know.
Yeah, I like that new song. It's a good song.
So do I. I feel like there's some elements that are still kind of campy, but that just kind of shows me what I still need to work on.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because there's also that big old bastard right there behind me that I need to get started on. So that gives me plenty of time to practice.
Yeah. Yeah. But, all right. Well, moving on. I kind of want to tell people what I'm doing this weekend. It's pretty fucking cool.
I was going to say, you should probably have led with that before you let me go off on my rambles.
I wanted for people to hear about your new song and whatnot.
They can check that out next Friday.
Hell yeah.
And especially considering this is our audience for viewers, it will be an hour after that episode releases.
Hell yeah. But anyway, make sure you check that out next Friday. Moving on, I wanted to tell you all about what I was actually doing this weekend because I think it's pretty fucking cool. I don't know what you guys think. But I'm going down to New York City to do a couple pop-ups and go to a party for one of the owners down there's birthday. But that's not the cool part. What I'm actually doing, excuse me, other than the pop-ups, is I'm going down for bud tender training. And yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. I'm going down there to train the bud tenders on all of our different products. Everything that's got in it.
It's really fucking cool, but part of me just wants to go out of morbid curiosity because I know how you are. And you possessed about the same amount of teaching skills for your craft as I do mine. I just want to go and watch.
So that's not entirely
Not
true.
really you, but just to watch everyone else's faces. You do what you do in the way that you do it. Because some people are probably going to give you some strange looks.
Yeah, you know the worst part is I'm probably going to have to get up in front of these people and give them a fucking lecture.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Like, who the fuck wants to get up in front of people and lecture them about weed?
You.
You.
Fuck off. You guys might be right.
Might be. Jesus.
Yes. So,
I watch
yeah,
you do it to a room full of people all the time.
Yeah, you don't need any prompting to do it.
shut the fuck up, okay? Maybe I just like informing people about the weeds, okay? You can make an informed decision.
Same difference.
You like it more when everyone's looking.
That's not true.
That's
Only when I have something important to say.
only when I have something important to say.
Weed's important. Man, my stomach hurts this morning. I think I need to smoke more weed.
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Anyway, no, so I get to go down, teach them all about the weeds, hash, pre-rolls, all that kind of shit. In my opinion, it's pretty self-explanatory, but not everybody is me. You know what I mean? Like, this is shit that I've known for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, you guys both know me. I've been
How
talking.
often do you have to go back and remind yourself of shit? Because that's a thought process that just led me down. Because I just got thinking, like, yeah, but I always have to go back like at least once a year and refresh myself on the basics and
Dude.
some other stuff. Because I just forget because I learn new shit throughout the year.
Dude,
Is that just me or do you do the same thing?
yeah, but it's even worse. Like, maybe you probably actually go through this. Fucking when somebody says, "Well, can you teach me about this?"
Your brain just goes blank.
Yeah, and you're just like, "Yeah, I can." What do you want to know?
Yeah.
Like
It's
all
like-
about it. Okay,
yeah.
be more specific. I know all about it. Like,
It's like, yeah, let's not. I hate that. Like, even in, like, just as a music fan, actually, sometimes because of how I am with everything else, I hate the questions like, who's your favorite band? What genre? What subgenre? What kind of listening are we talking about? Are we talking about just for fun? Are we talking about, do I like them because of song structure? Because I got a lot of bands that I listen to for specific reasons. And then, like I mentioned, the Legion earlier, they're one of those, like, yes, bands where I
they just check all the boxes.
yeah. Do
Yes.
you listen to them for fun? Absolutely. Do you listen to them to learn from? Fuck yes. And it's
Ask
like,
Rob
come
about
on,
his
like,
Barry White collection.
like don't ask such open-ended questions.
Right. So that's where I'm gonna have the issue tomorrow. I already know. So what I'm gonna do today.
One trick I've learned, I mean, like, it differs person to person basis, but if you get that kind of a question, like, try to lead them to what they're trying to go.
Yeah.
Like, respond with a question.
So I wasn't even gonna let it get there. So
But if you're gonna go down a long explainer for such a simple question, try to hit just like hot points.
yeah.
Because if you hit a certain hot point, that might get them to be like, oh, that, or something along those lines, and you can then redirect it down the right path.
So I was gonna go a step farther, and I was actually gonna go talk to my boss and see what they actually wanted me to do. Like, what am I supposed to be training them on doing? And then today, once they give me that information, I'm going to go and sit down and put together like a monologue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
And
Well, maybe not even a monologue, but just like key points to
like
write
bullet
down.
points to talk
Yeah.
about. I'm going to actually put together like a lecture. And the reason I'm doing this is
Do you
because
think you'll start doing it for the podcast then?
I could. I might.
That should have been the place you started with. I can't give you shit for that because I do shit like that all the time.
I was going to say, how often do you write a song and then like quote unquote write a song? He writes a song, but then he has to hit replay on his recording thing because he didn't actually write it. He sat there and played it. And now he has to figure out what the fuck he did.
Dean, how long ago did I write that one song?
Which one?
That's a good question.
The one we were amp testing.
Oh, like that was a good month and a half or so.
Yeah, that still sits on my drive. That's a minus lyrics and vocals. That is a 100% finished song, and it just sits there. I was actually talking about that with someone the other day. Like, no, I'm not too worried about because that.
Is that the one you pitch changed to C?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like it.
Yeah, I like it better in C.
Yeah, so do I. Now that it's had some time to sit and breathe, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I'm gonna put together a lecture, and what I'm going to try to do is I'm gonna figure out what they want me to teach them, and I'm going to try to answer every question in my lecture.
Here, not to kind of, it's not really derailing. The one thing you do have going in your favor versus me, yours is a practical, provable science.
Yes,
Mine's all theoretics.
right. And this is what I love because
I love theoretical science, though.
I love the fact that it's a factual science because I can go in and hit these people with facts. But here's the thing. In the industry that I'm in, everybody has preconceived notions and preconceived opinions. And 90% of the time, when you hit them with facts that...
They can't argue it.
Well, no. It's actually the exact opposite in this industry for some fucking reason. When you hit them with facts and data and spreadsheets, they will all say the same thing. Well, that's not what my buddy said. My buddy said you do it like this.
Yeah, you want to know what's funny, though? The music's kind of the... I don't know if it's the opposite or the same, but because it's so theoretical, there are people that will get, like, staunchly ingrained in certain in certain theoretical principles, that's just a fact of law. It no longer becomes music theory. It's like music rules. It's like, no, I like the malleability of music.
It's a theory. Nothing is proven.
Well, the proof is the song.
Right. But like, even then you can change that song and it'll still be a song.
Yep.
So it's all just theoretical.
Yep.
Because you can make something that sounds completely terrible, unappealing, like screeching to the ears, and something's going to think it's a song
People do that.
all the time.
Atonal music. Noise rock.
Oh, I can never remember his name, but I showed you him playing a cello with his.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I've seen him a lot before. I don't know who he is either.
But that's the difference between mine and your sciences.
Yours. Well, that's kind
Yours
of.
is theoretical. You can change every single bit about it and still come out with a song, right?
Yep.
Mine, you can't. If you change enough stuff in this, the plant won't grow.
You'll end up with a dead plant, which is the exact opposite of
Here you go, bro.
a living one.
Right. And not even that. If you change certain things, the plant will grow without the desired effects.
Well, I mean, the same kind of goes for music, too. You can change the principles, but the desired effect's going to change along with it.
Right. But like.
But at the end of it, well, I mean, even in your field, that's like, as long as the plant doesn't die, you still get a plant out of it.
Right. But you're not growing a plant in my field. You're growing cannabinoids. You're not growing a plant.
Well, technically, aren't you still growing the plant? Because you got to keep the plant alive.
Right.
Ha
But
ha.
if your plant contains no cannabinoids, it's worthless.
It's not worthless. It produces oxygen.
You get what I'm saying? For my industry, it is
I
worthless.
know.
If your plant does not produce cannabinoids, it is worthless.
Kinda. It's still kind of practical. It's a lesson.
Yeah, and what not to do.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there's been plenty of instances where I've gone through this, done things that in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, man, this does not seem right. I really shouldn't
Although,
be doing this.
inversely, that's kind of one thing you guys got as a saving grace.
We
if you
can
do-
fuck
it-
up.
Well, if you do something wrong, it's blatantly wrong, and it's
Right.
like, oh, this plant died, or hey, we can't use
well,
this.
that's what I'm saying. We can fuck up. Technically, you can't.
I can finish something and put it out and think it's great, and I'll be proven wrong. Again, the theory is once it hits the masses, that's proof of the theory. And it's such an opinion-based thing. It's like, yeah, I made the thing, but doesn't mean that it's technically good.
But at the end of
Like,
the day,
you know how much shit I've got in my
yeah.
back storage of shit that has not seen the light of day.
But at the end of the day, you still can't be proven wrong on your science. It's still a song just because they don't like it.
Again, it's all a theoretical science.
Exactly. That's
I
why
like theoretical
theory is
science.
fucking. That's why theories are great.
Yes.
You know. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna try and answer all the questions that they would want me to answer, like the terpene profiles, the different. I'm sure they're gonna want me to touch on the different strains, and the different fucking races of those strains. Make sure I tell which ones are hybrids and indicas and sativas. Not like it doesn't fucking matter. I know I'm gonna receive flack from this if more than 5 or 10 people ever actually listen to this fucking thing, but it does not matter. I have recorded myself saying this like 17 times by now. I know I've said this on this podcast. I know I said this on the podcast we did at Buds and Studs. It does not matter if it's a sativa or an indica. Sativa or an indica literally means the type of plant that it is. That describes its physical
Yep.
qualities,
It's
not
like the
what it
difference
does to you.
between a stalactite and a stalagmite.
Yes, it describes its physical qualities, not the chemical makeup of the plant, which determines whether or not you're going to have an uppity or a downer high. Okay? Sativa and indica does not mean anything. They're actually stereotypes. What I mean by this is stereotypes do come from a place of factuality. So sativas normally have the right terpene content to give you the uppity buzz, and indicas normally have the right terpene content to give you the sleepy buzz. However, you heard that key word, right? Normally. Usually. There are plenty of strains out there that are sativas that give you sedative effects, and there are plenty of indicas out there that give you uppity effects.
And that goes back to his point. To begin with, those labels only apply to the physical appearance of the plant,
Yes.
not the chemical makeup.
Right. Now, 80% of the time, are you going to get what you're looking for when you ask for sativa and indica? Yes. But there's that 20% of the time where if you're just asking me for a sativa and all I got is a sativa that's going to put you down and you're not looking for that, you're going to want to know what you're talking about.
Is there a term for words that have a different meaning based on context? Because I feel like that would be one of them. Because in a scientific end, that's a physical descriptor, but on a commercial end, that's a, I guess you could say, flavor option. I don't know how to put that one.
Be like an preference. It's like the difference between an energy drink and a calming drink. They're both essentially the exact same thing. One's got caffeine, one's got chamomile. They both have plenty of sugars and artificial shit in them. GG for it. Amazing. I'm sweating. Woo! Whew.
Got a little hot there, did you?
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, that fucking got me. Whew. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. It's going to be very, very fun. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I still haven't figured out what I'm doing with my weekend.
I know what you're not doing.
Kiddo's going with grandma this weekend.
I know what you're not doing this weekend.
What's up?
Flipping burgers.
Yes. That's next weekend.
Wait, you actually work next weekend?
4 to 10 on Saturday. I had to take Monday off.
Oh, no shit. You should got a
Gets wild
concert
up,
or
hair up
something?
his
Yep,
ass
it's the
Saturday,
last,
make smash burgers.
Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah, since I've been here, I
I
think.
was utterly shocked a few times. You're like, you want some burgers? I'm like, really, bud? And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it the last time I did that? Even I was like, what the fuck? It's my day off. Why the fuck am I making these? But yeah, no, it's your last chorus concert of the year. So I got my days flipped, so I'll be there Saturday instead of Monday.
Okay. Well, I mean, fuck it. If y'all want a burger, go up and see Rob next Saturday. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. He'll probably... Well, I mean, Rob won't give a fuck. It's the other people that we have to worry about. Rob and I are very laid back at that job.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird.
I know, especially from me. If anybody out there actually knows me and you've actually worked with me, I am very laid back at that job.
Well, Frank, what's the one thing besides you confidently say you know how to do?
Well,
Cooking.
Cook. Well, you've seen me. You have seen me in the kitchen.
Yes.
I'm very laid back at that job.
Yeah, so am I.
Like, I don't get mad.
Oh, wow.
Ever. The one day I got a little frustrated and I just walked to the back and started smacking my pen. And I didn't give a fuck after that.
Yeah, no, there's only a couple of them to get under my skin.
Is one of them,
Anyway,
is he the bat kind of person? I can't exactly say everything on here. We will get canceled. Anyway.
Yo, I happen to glance over and my cat's like full on Space Cadet right now.
Jesus.
Well, Patty, Maria's grandma, got them a couple catnip toys, and she was just whacking that. So we're getting baked, and my cat is stoned as fuck, which is
Whoa.
weird because she's almost 10 years old, and
You just
she's
hear
like,
that? She like never does it.
No, she doesn't. That's why it's kind of funny. She's not a young kitty anymore, but she's in good shape for her age.
All right. Well,
Moving on to the song segment.
yeah, I was gonna
Okay, cool.
move on to the song
What
segment.
do you got for us this week?
I am
The
trying.
delightfully fucked up song section.
I'm trying to.
Do you got one offhand? Because I can think of one that
Yeah, I'm looking at one right now.
me and Dean could throw in.
Did we ever cover Sean?
No, yeah, I was thinking of something different.
All right. So
One I'm thinking of is a Dead South song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. After you told me the backstory on why they wrote that one, I love it even more.
So I was gonna do "Come On Eileen" today.
Okay.
All right, we all know that song. It's by
Yeah.
Dexys.
I'm maybe a little
How do
foggy
you pronounce
on it,
their
truthfully.
fucking name? Dexys. Dexys.
I think so, yeah. Dexys.
All right, so this one's a little bit harder to really get. If you're not listening to the song, you will miss it. But in the very beginning, he talks about how he says, "Come on, Eileen." He's obviously talking to a woman named Eileen, right? He talks about how their mothers cried together. And then he talks about how you've grown.
I knew
Oh,
this
you've
was
grown.
I know this
And-
is a fucked up song. I've known it since I was a kid.
Right, and you don't really hear it unless you're listening to it. And like there's just subtle hints, but in one of the verses he talks about
Oh,
the
boy.
red dress that she be wearing and everything. He says, "You in that dress, my thoughts I confess on the verge of dirty. Oh, come on, Eileen." Right? And then he's
And that verge on dirty's at the end of the choruses.
right. And then he says, "Oh, come on, let's take off everything, that pretty red dress, Eileen." Right? And then I believe in the outro. Yes. In the outro, it literally says, "Oh, believe me, if all those years endearing young charms that I gaze on so fondly today were to suddenly leave you or fly in the night just like fairy gifts gone in the sky." So the only two lines that really matter in that are the first two. He groomed Eileen. Like, this motherfucker has known her since she was a child, and now that she's finally grown, like,
All
you
right,
know,
that's
18
just-
years old, he's like, oh yeah, I want that now.
That's just borderline from somewhat perverted, deplorable.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not fucking kidding,
Yeah.
bro. These are the actual lyrics.
No, I know. I read them when I looked at it, but
I didn't actually
That-
get to read any of them.
that
At this moment, you mean everything in that dress. Oh, I confess, my thoughts, they're dirty.
They're dirty.
oh come on, Eileen.
He says, "Come on, Eileen, right on her." Never mind. And that's probably an edit point. I don't know. We might get a little something for that. I don't know.
Eh.
Fuck it. I think it's 17 seconds or something like that. If I ain't got no backing music.
I think 15.
All right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. That wasn't even 3.
It was like 4 words.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to see when that song was made because I have a theory.
See, I don't
feel like
actually
that was
remember this
80s.
song.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was 80s
You don't
too.
remember Come On, Eileen?
No,
You don't know "Come On, Eileen"?
not the offhand.
After this episode, I'll bring it up. You'll remember it as soon as it starts.
82.
Okay, probably. Yeah.
82.
82.
All right. So I was right. Y'all motherfuckers in the 80s were fucked up. Like every last one of you.
People think modern music's fucked up. No. Just look at the history of music. Humans have been humans as long as humans have been humans.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Like the sheer prevalence of like child predators making hip hop songs in the 80s
Wasn't there
fucking
literally
ridiculous.
a famous song where the chorus is literally "She's only 17"?
Yes, Dancing Queen.
There-
She's
there's-
only 17.
There's a few of them like that. I believe 16 Candles is kind of like that.
Yeah.
And that's what, 50s,
And I'm-
60s?
Well, I'm pretty sure like the Dancing Queen one. That's also
That's
from the 80s.
Yeah. Fucking ABBA.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like
I hate you guys. That song's
You
going
guys
to be
did a-
stuck in my head now for a week.
you guys did a lot of cocaine in the 80s.
It's-
Okay.
It's not that I
Obviously.
don't like ABBA. They have fucking earworms.
Dave, you
Well, no, not only that, but this I kind of did to myself as punishment. But when I went to Full Sail, a couple of my arrangement projects, like classes,
He likes to feel the pain.
yeah, they had ABBA as a choice, and I'm like, all right, let's take a look at this. They have some of the weirdest song structures, key changes, this and that. This should not fucking work. Yet they write the catchiest, poppiest fucking music. I find it disgustingly unfair. That's why I don't like them anymore. I fucking love this. I do love listening to their music, but there's that level of like, no, fuck you guys. It shouldn't work. No.
But it does.
But
But
I
it
guess
does.
you could say more. It's like a little bit of jealousy. It's like, how the fuck do you guys get away with doing that?
All right, but anyway, I think that's the end of our episode for today. We're gonna leave Rob fucked in the head.
I'm gonna have Dancing Queen stuck in my head for the next week.
Remember, she's only 17, bro.
the fuck?
I mean, that
Young
used
and
to be
sweet.
acceptable. That used to be acceptable.
Feel the beat of the tambourine.
I'm just saying. You know, I've heard stories about guys picking their woman up after work. You know, like 25, 30-year-old guys picking their woman up from high school in the 50s.
Nope, let's shut up about this because now I got the whole song playing in my head. And that's not fucking cool.
All right, well, any closing thoughts, guys?
Is she a dancing queen, Rob?
Fuck you guys.
Is she only 17?
I love you, but fuck you guys.
And on that note, we will leave you all until next week. And just remember, we are young and mean.
Fuck you guys.